I know it can't just be me. Have you ever just sat in your car after a long day at work? Yeah, you have the music still on, but you're not on your phone. You're not responding to text messages. You're not answering emails. You're not calling anybody. You're literally just sitting there. And I'm gonna need you to stop beating yourself up because what you're doing is actually healthy. What you're doing is you're regulating your nervous system through a thing called somatic processing. And little do you know is that your playlist is assisting in this process. So no, this isn't meditation music or the lo-fi beats. This is the music that you love, the hip hop, the jazz, the R&B. And I'm going to highlight why this works and what you can do to continue regulating your nervous system. Stay tuned. Hey, what's going on? My name is Rodney B, and I help high achievers like yourself find relief through the music that you love, whether that be hip hop, R&B, soul, and jazz music, as tools to relieve stress and anxiety and depression and feeling overwhelmed and overstimulated using neuroscience and psychology. So let me show you what I mean. You just had a long day of work, whether that be Zoom calls back to back or meetings back to back, or you facilitated a workshop and you're engaging with students, or you're working from home. But your mind is still running. Your mind is still racing. You're thinking about what you said. How did that meeting go? All the other tasks that you have to complete tomorrow. Did you respond to that email? How did that colleague receive that feedback? And does your boss even like you? To be honest with you, these are the things that overstimulate me. Rocco, 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 Rocco. While I'm at work, and then I carry it on the drive home from work, and I even have, I'll be honest with you, I even carry it into my home. Or I used to. And then I pull up to my driveway and I think about all the other activities and responsibilities that I have to do and I have to take on. And through processing this, I realized that I wasn't avoiding. There was nothing wrong with me. And what I was actually doing by just sitting in my car was I was trying to regulate before I stepped into my next role. So here's the fact. Stress just doesn't sit in your mind. Stress also sits in your body. This is what somatic psychology shows, that emotional stress is stored as psychological tension patterns. So that's your chest tightening up or your jaw being locked or tight. Those are those knots that you get in your neck or on your shoulder. That's that awkward feeling that you get in your gut. And this is your automatic nervous system telling you that it's still active. But here's the key. Sound can shift that faster than thought. Sound can shift that faster than thought. Music has a way of bypassing your prefrontal cortex and going straight into your nervous system. And not only does it have a direct pathway to your nervous system, but it powerfully impacts and influences that nervous system. There's something called the Polyvagal theory, and it was introduced by Dr. Stephen Pargas. Polyvagal, Dr. Stephen Pargas. It explains how your nervous system is consistently scanning and judging whether you are safe or not. And this process is called neuroception. And one of the biggest ways to signal safety to your nervous system is sound. When you hear certain sounds, tones, rhythms, it activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which then lowers your cortisol, which then slows down your heart rate. And lastly, it releases that tension. One of the most fascinating things for me is how your body has a natural way of matching the rhythm of a song. And this is called entrainment. So when the tempo of a song slows down, not slong, that was crazy. Sorry about that. So when the tempo of a song slows down, so does your nervous system. So does your body. So let me ask you something. What's one song that you automatically listen to when you need to calm down? Let me know in the comments below. For me, Kendrick Lamar makes music to calm our nervous system. And he has a way of doing it intentionally that I think a lot of people just skip over. Like the song Fear, where he's naming the different fears. The exercise of naming them and writing them down and making them visual and knowing that they're there is very healing. It's a very healing process. I actually created a video on this, so make sure you check that out. Now let's take this a little bit deeper. If you're sitting in your car right now, don't skip this. I want you to take a couple seconds for yourself and just close your eyes. I want you to do a mental scan of your entire body slowly. And I want you to just notice where that tension is sitting. Are you cloudy in your head? Is there tension on your shoulders? How does your chest feel? Is it in your gut? How do your legs feel? Are they tense? Are they sore? What about your knees? Do your feet feel heavy? What you're doing right now is called interception, and your brain is mapping out your internal state. Now, for step number 2, I want you to name the feeling. I don't want you to worry about the story or the narrative, whether it be real or whether it be false. I want you to name the feeling. Am I stressed? Am I frustrated? Do I feel pressure? Am I sad? Am I happy? Name the feeling. What this is doing is activating your prefrontal cortex. And in turn, this helps you regulate that emotional intensity. Now, for step 3, I want you to pick a song that directly aligns with that feeling. So if you're feeling sad, put on a sad song. You know, sometimes we think that if we add sadness on top of sadness with the song, it's just going to intensify the sadness. But actually, when you're sad and you listen to a sad song, you find relief. It's weird, isn't it? I want you to pick a song that you actually feel, not what you want to feel. So if you're sad and you want to feel happy, I don't want you to put on Happy by Pharrell. Great song, but this is not the time for that. I want you to pick out a sad song. Be intentional, be real, be authentic. The worst thing you can do is lie to yourself about how you are feeling. What this is called is affect matching. And what it in turn does, it allows your nervous system to feel that it is understood. So if you found these tips helpful, do yourself a favor and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you can learn more on how you can regulate your nervous system using the music that you already love. Let's continue. Now for step number 4, I want you to practice a breathing exercise. I want you to take 4 breaths in through the nose, hold for 4, exhale for 6 through the mouth. Inhale through the nose for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 6 through the mouth. So what this does is it stimulates your vagus nerve, which actually begins shifting your parasympathetic state. Then for step number 5, I want you to begin shifting that mindset into something calmer. So I want you to shift that song that you originally picked from the original feeling that you had as you're calming down. I want you to be intentional and pick a song that's more calming. Remember, a calming song is something that sits between a 60 to 80, absolute max 90 BPM. So something like the Tribe Called Quest, like I have a video on. Something like Sade, like I have a video on. Something like a slower paced J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar song. Also, I have videos on these with exercises. Check out the playlist. And what you're doing is you're literally guiding your nervous system into a calmer state. And for the last part, for part 6 of this exercise, I want you just to relax. I want you to realize that you've done something good for yourself. This is a win. It could be your first time doing this and you just feel like there's a little change. That's a win. You feel a little calmer. That's a win. If you do this consistently, your body will be trained to do it and you'll find better relief in it. You'll automatically know where to go when you're triggered into stress, anxiety, feeling overwhelmed or burned out. And know, whether you realize it or not, that your nervous system has completed a regulation cycle. Congratulations. So here's the payoff. For whatever reason, I'm thinking about James Brown. The big payback, the big payoff. This is the big payoff. So I want you to know that your playlist isn't something random. You built your playlist through something called emotional pattern regulation. And this is also called implicit emotional conditioning. You didn't study it, you felt it. And hip hop, R&B, soul, and jazz music has a way of bringing safety to your nervous system through its repetition, through its rhythms, and through its beat, which makes music a tool to help regulate and improve your mental, physical, and spiritual state. So if this has helped you shift the way you think about music, I want you to check out this video right here. It's on how Kendrick Lamar has a way of affecting your brain. I'll see you there.